You're live. Good evening and welcome. First in the house. Me. I was first in the house. Can anyone see me? 10 people? It says we've got 10 people in the house.
Yeah.
Unable to connect to chat. I've got no chat here, Susan. But it must be on my iPad, mustn't it?
Well, I got it on your iPad.
You got it on my iPad or your iPad?
No, I got it.
So it's not letting me chat. What if I say something? Can you see that one? Hi all.
Hi all, yeah.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Hi all. But I can't see your live chats. Hang on. Pop-up chat? Pop-up chat. What's that mean? I don't know. Oh my God. What's happening now?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear too.
Okay, so I can see you for some reason. Pop-up chats. Yeah, I can see your messages. Don't know why. So let's go back down there. I thought I was first in the house. I do this countdown. Back soon, just on Patreon. Karen. Sue you. That's the wife's in the house. Good evening, Alan Chadwick. Good evening.
You always can't go anywhere else.
She says no, she's got no choice. She can't go anywhere else. Oh, she's a bloody comedian lately, isn't she? Anyway, how's this bang up? Anyone getting divorced yet? Oh, it's been a hard freaking 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks? It felt like 3 weeks. Anyway, Andy said howdy. Howdy. He's a cowboy. He's a cowboy, Andy is. Stephen Logan, Sean Raymond, Jonathan Hawthorne, Robert Jeffrey, Alan Lowe's, D. Stokes, good evening. Adam Dufil, good evening. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Magic. Stuart Burns, good evening. William Hill, good evening. God, we've got a few people in the house, haven't we? Okay, so, evening, Peter Taylor, Sean. Okay, fire away. What questions would you like answering today, then? You can fire away. Buenos Aires, España. Hello, Robert. How are you getting on in Spain with this virus? Anybody want to buy a mask? Anybody want to buy a mask? You got offered one the other week, someone, and they turned it down.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. Just watch Robert and Rachel Part 4. I heard you say the dog is overrunning his nose. How can you slow the dog down or stop that dog? That's what we were doing. We were putting the dog in the cover for the retrieves to get the dog to drop its head and actually drop its head in the cover and use its nose rather than running around like an headless chicken. Pacey dog. Lockdown. Robert, so that's what we've got here at the moment, lockdown. Is dog training the meaning of life? Stephen Logan. Well, I don't know if it is at the moment. The meaning of life is staying in it, protecting yourselves. If you're like me, dead lucky, you've got the field, you can take the dogs out and still carry on training. Nothing's really changed for me. This is what I do for a living. I train dogs. Unfortunately, there's no customers coming here, but I have got a couple of dogs in for training. And luckily, I've got the support from the Patreon people. Without that, I'd be up shit creek without a paddle. Simple as that. And I don't think you can go down shit creek at the moment, can you? You've got to keep away from that. You're supposed to be self-isolating. Peter Taylor, hi Chris. Jax has started to take in a bit much ground, especially when on scent. How can I rectify it? I'd have to see what he's doing, Peter. It would be impossible to say without actually seeing him in the situation he's in. Is he on game? Is he just pulling? It's impossible to say without actually seeing that dog, unfortunately. Just took the hound for a walk. He dragged me down the street being nice. Didn't work next time. He's getting some discipline. He's going to have to remember Paul Jarvis, eh?
On game.
Eh? On game. Where are you going?
Peter.
Where are you going, Peter? On game. You're supposed to be self-isolating, aren't you? And he said, hi, Chris, have you got any more incidents with Rafa growling at you, or was it just one-off? Chris, have you had any more incidents with Rafa growling at you? Rafa's a little bit of a character that if you put him under pressure, he might turn around and freaking have a go at you. But I can't have that, Andy, and that's unacceptable. And he's got to realise that the negative side, if you went to bite me, the negative side would have to be a big no-no. So it's a matter of teaching him. It's not acceptable. I've got to be able to pick him up. I've got to be able to scruff him, and he's got to accept it. It's a chocolate cockers. It's chocolate cockers for you. No, I don't think any dog should go for the hand that feeds it. But if they think they're better than you, or they think they can back you off, then you create yourself a problem. But you don't put yourself in a position to create a massive fight. But if it happens, you've got to handle it at the situation as it comes. Chris Wheelhouse, good evening, Chris and Sue. Hope you're keeping safe. Yeah, still got this bloody cold. Cold that I've had for about a month and a half. Other than that, absolutely fine. I see poor old Prince Charles has got the old virus, and he's been bloody tested. He has. And his missus been tested. Yeah.
And I bet all Queenie has as well.
Oh, and Sue said I bet Queenie has as well. She's terrible with her royals. No exercising under government guidelines and by myself on private estate, and don't see a soul. That's you're dead lucky if you can get down there, Peter, aren't you? No problem at all. If your dog's pulling you and he's not listening to you, you have to get out after him and give him a shake. If there's no one there, you're laughing, aren't you? If there's people there, you've got to be careful, don't you? Just watch a Benny Hill clip with Sue Upton. Is it true that Sue Upton is the same? Eh?
Yeah, Sue Upton.
There was a Sue Upton, Benny Hill. Yeah.
That was in my younger days.
In her younger days, that was when she used to run around with just knickers and pants on. Before she got the old granny pants. Paul Cocker, stop it! You're bloody rude. Denver Skinner, good evening. Chris and Sue, good evening to you. Neil Gibson, good evening, everyone. So it's nice to see we've got some happy people, regular people in the house, isn't it? Hope you're all keeping well. Hope you're not going out pushing yourself and taking chances. I wonder if Alan's delivering milk t-shirts still. Come on now, are you delivering milk in a t-shirt? You could be the main man saving people's lives. Bread, butter, milk. Honestly, remember when we used to do it as a milk round? Used to go down one side. I'll have the gold top. Gold top. Some people don't even know what gold top is. Orange juice we used to sell. Orange juice.
Oh, Phil's still working.
Who's working?
Phil Watkins.
This is the only normality I have left. Kieran, you need to stay in a little bit more, boy, and help out. I tell you what, it drives me freaking mental with four. Is it 4 kids you've got in the house? Jesus Christ, you've got the patience of a saint. But hey, you've got to look after your loved ones. Out at 4:30 a.m. You won't see too many people then, will you? Horse and cart, yeah. Plenty of horses at your place, yeah. Horse and cart for Alan, look. Hey. How come when I was there now, you're only out at 5:30? Is it summertime? You don't go out so early. Okay, I don't know why that was shut off. Peter Taylor, I had an altercation with Jax last week, thinking he could growl at me. You're right, must be chocolate cockers, little twats. You know what? It's cockers. It's bloody cockers. They got that bloody streak about them. And there's that old saying, isn't there? You can make a Springer do it, but you got to make a cocker want to do it. It's so true with Rafa. He's such an intelligent dog, you know. He can read every situation, and yet he's such a loving dog as well. He's such a loving dog. He is, but he knows how to push boundaries. He just tests to try and push boundaries. They're not aggressive with other dogs. No one challenges him. He doesn't challenge anybody else. But with me, it's the only dog for a long time that just turn around and go, hey, back off. Don't do that to me. But hey, it's not that I'm being nasty to him. It's just that I go to him and correct him. And, you know, you've got to be so careful with those sorts of dogs. And yet, they cannot back you away. They cannot back you away. Daniel Quinn, if I do a bit of hunting with Isa, hand in pockets, nice pace and not too fast, hardly any whistle. If she stops and looks at me, what shall I do? If she stops and looks at you, keep moving. If you, as long as you keep moving, she shouldn't be looking at you. I find that if a dog's looking at you, it means you're throwing too many dummies. That's what normally happens. If you stop throwing the dummies, we were getting that with Robert the other day, and I've got videos to go up to show you that. That's why I say put your hands in your pockets. Now, Robert, I don't know if any of you realise, I keep shouting at him on the videos. I then found out he got a perforated eardrum, and so that's why he couldn't hear me. And I kept thinking, is he ignoring me? But no, he had a perforated eardrum. Beretta Shooter, evening, Chris. Good evening, Beretta Shooter. Great not to be working late and catch up live chat for a change. Yes, eh? Quite a few of us not working late at the moment. Kieran Evans, all I can say is thank goodness for Patreon at this crazy time. Yep, they've got so many videos to go up. The only thing is, guys and girls, they're not loading as fast as they used to. I think we've all got a bit of a hit on the internet with everyone using it. So they're not loading as fast as they are, but I'm trying to get them up as many as possible. But I'm trying to give you some quality stuff to keep you busy and keep your mind occupied. And I'll be putting up cookery program for the wife or girlfriend in the next few days for you. Me and Sue will be doing a cookery course in there. She's doing the dishes, I'm doing the cooking. If anybody's interested. I'm a bit like Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen. Sue can vouch for that, can't you, Susan? Nothing. See, she's freaking gone again. Look, she's gone. She's just honestly, it's getting freaking hard living with her here. Honestly, lucky, thank Christ we got the caravan. She can freaking stay in it. I'll be sending her back to the caravan. Anyway, what are you drinking tonight? Come on, everyone. Kiss me, honey, honey, honey. Kiss me. There you go. Look at that. Jack Daniels honey. It's supposed to be good for you, honey, isn't it? Or is it fattening? I think I'm getting fatter. Well, definitely getting fatter. Jax is exactly the same after I had a word with him, but he's straight back wanting to start hunting again. He is hard as nails, but as soft as a brush in other ways. He's a great round old dog, and that's what they like, Peter. They got that little trait in them, and they are loving dogs as well, aren't they? And at the end of the day, Jack Daniels in the house, good old Paul. I had a nice cold beer of Corona. Okay, Karen, that's not funny. We don't like that word at the moment. Yeah, we're trying to keep away from that. Thatcher's Vintage Cider. Jay Brooker, good evening, Jay. Doogie decided to kick off at 4:30 this morning. He woke darling Susan up. I'm glad she didn't wake me up. Elf Dougie, not Doogie. I keep saying Doogie. Sue keeps saying, no, Dougie. I'm going, Doogie. So it's Dougie, isn't it? What a little bastard. Tell me about it, Jay. So he had the water treatment today, and he quietened down beautiful. But he's for a soft dog, he's got a set of lungs on the little bastard. But hey, he's settling, no problem at all. Absolutely no problem at all. He sat outside all afternoon in the sun, in the run, and he crapped outside in the backyard, and he's settling in, no problem at all. I think it's just like strange for him for the first night. That's all. Strong coffee, it's Christopher. Honestly, strong coffee. Why? Where are you going later on? How's Karen Evans? How's our little superstar doing? Would that be Harley Quinn? Harley Quinn. Have you not been watching the videos? Obviously, my missus is howling. So was your dog.
No, he was barking. No,
he was howling as well. He was trying to, and he's got those big red soft eyes on him. And they look down. It's like he's like Dopey, isn't he, from freaking what's name? He's like, okay, I'm happy. Oh, shut up. But he's really softy, isn't he? He's all right. He'll be fine. Absolutely fine. Like I say, I'll leave him for a day or two to settle in. If they make a noise, I go in and splash them with water. Just throw water at him and just say, be quiet, in a jug to begin with. And he just jumped back in the kennel, and he got the message straight away. But I didn't hear him this morning. I was in the land of Nod, but Sue said she heard him. He doesn't like water treatment, but he'll soon settle in. He'll soon settle in. I've got no problems with that. No problems at all. We get it on the odd occasion with a few dogs, not very often. Chris, when a dog howls, what do you? We get it on the odd occasion with a few dogs, not very often. Chris, when a dog howls, what do you mean? What do you mean? Okay.
What does that mean?
Here we go. That's howling. Okay. Don't ask me what happens when a dog has a shit. I'll have to do that as well for you. Anyway. Keeler, dog training arrived. Richard Gould, well done, mate. Don't go. It's not the Bible. It used to be. Got to be a lot softer these days. Time o'clock at 3 o'clock on the dot. She wakes up. Very good, Denver. Does she wake you up? As a time o'clock at 3 o'clock on the dot. She wakes up. Very good, Denver. Does she wake you up? If she does, you need to sort it. He's got a kennel mate, Chris. Who has?
Has he got a kennel? Have he got a kennel mate, Chris? Yeah.
He got a kennel mate. He's going to have a kennel mate in the next couple of days, without fail. But at the moment, I don't want to be going in there splashing one of my dogs who's not making a noise. If he's making a noise, he's got to learn. He's got to learn the rules. On the wall, it's got a list of rules. I don't think he can read at the moment, Jay, but he'll be all right. He'll be all right. So you were probably the last person up and down the country with a dog, Jay, before the lockdown. They're now stopping everyone, fining everyone 30 quid. That's going to stop people on the streets, isn't it? Why does a dog howl? Is this Sean a regular guy, or is he just a freaking?
No, Sean. Yeah.
Which Sean is this? Is this Sean the garage Sean? Is this Sean the garage Sean? Come on, Sean. Is this you? The garage Sean? Come on. Is it? I don't know if it is. Water jug is all you need, Denver. There you go. There you go. Not waterboarding. We don't do waterboarding. Water jug and earplugs. Laugh out loud. No, the noise goes away quickly, especially if you just catch him as a shock rather than it's a negative. Avoid the negative. No, Brixton Sean. Ah, right, Brixton Sean. No, it's not me, Chris. Brixton Sean. Did you like your video? Did you see your video? Not of you, Sean, of Mrs. Did you like the video? Sean with Buddy. There you go. Yeah, now I know you. I know you mean now. Yeah. I thought it was Sean. I was going to say. There we go. Sean Raymond is I'm Garage Sean. We're getting there, look. You've both got orange heads.
You've also Sean's right the same way.
Yeah, sell Sean the same way as well. Honestly. Richard Gere's in the house. How's Chris? Hang on. Howl, Chris, if bitches in season. Yes, they do sometimes, don't they? Dogs do howl. And one starts off and it starts the rest of them off. I just go out there and go, be quiet. And they all friggin' hit the deck and they just shut up. But the thing is, with me in a kennel here, I've got to have harmony. I can't have one dog kicking off because the other dogs just follow. So literally, I have to stop that behavior. And I don't want to because I don't want to knock the dog back. But I can't have the dog howling at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. But he's been absolutely fine this afternoon. 11-hour travel, but it's what we need. He needed time for him to grow up and stop using them dopey red eyes to get what he wants. Exactly. If I had a missus like that, you'd have to freaking give her everything you wanted, wouldn't you? You just give in to those eyes, wouldn't you? All right, then you can have it. That doesn't sound right, does it? You can have it. Okay. Chris Jebb, I had to start a water jug today with mine as soon as he chilled out after. They do learn quickly. They do, and it's not being nasty to them. It's better to nip it in the bud and stop that behaviour. Ian Gorn, hi Chris. When using a starter pistol, is it better to fire, then say get out and chuck the dummy, or get out, chuck the dummy first and fire? No, you fire the starting pistol, then you say get out. So you fire the starting pistol, throw the dummy, and say get out. That's why I do it. I do it that way. Simon Spruce, hello Chris and Sue. He's got a cowboy hat on. He looks like John Wayne. Daniel Quinn, just thought I would say after learning less is more. I've been getting Isa out to the 4 using the tennis racket only twice a week for 15 minutes at a time. Yep, and they get straight to the 4. I'm just flicking back up to see if there's any questions I've missed. Any questions? Come on, fire away at me. How many people have you got in the house, Susan?
Well, it's 51 on mine, but I'm never sure if mine's quite right.
How many? 51 people in the house, and how many likes, Susan?
It doesn't show likes.
Oh, you little buggers, you little buggers,
Well,
honestly.
I can't do a like either.
Oh, it says we've got 48 people in the house and 15 likes. So what I'm doing is I'm opening this up. Oh, something happened then. Oh, something happened then. Everybody's freaking questions went freaking blank. Okay. So Denver Skinner, Chris, a breeder I know is having a litter of springers soon, having problem with present happening, getting her vet to dock tails. Why is that, Denver?
How to dock the tail?
Well, my vet would dock the tails, but unfortunately, some of these vets are getting vet out to dock tails. Yeah, I don't think you get the vet out. You'd have to take the dog to the vets and have the dog done, the tails done there. But not all vets will do it. That's the thing. Looking to get a new lab. Can you recommend a good breeder in Scotland? Best breeder in Scotland that I've ever dealt with is Billy Steele Senior. How about that? Billy Steele Senior. Come on then. What's his breeding line? Leadburn. If you put in Catherine Steele on the internet, she runs the internet for Billy. Billy doesn't come on there very often, but Catherine's his wife. She's lovely, and you contact them through there. David Jones, message retracted.
He said he was coming down. Obviously, he was coming down on Monday, but obviously not now because of the virus.
Who, David Jones? Oh, right. Thanks a lot, David. Yep, unfortunately. Like I said, poor old Kevin, Jay.
Yeah.
Poor old Jay had to drive all the way down here. I treated him like a freaking leper. At the gate, sprayed him with disinfectant, spun his car around, told him to put the dog in the run, and then fuck off. But unfortunately, everyone, I've got to think of Secret Sue. But he understood completely, and that's what we had to do. And then, luckily, with Robert and Rachel, we didn't touch, we didn't kiss, we didn't put arms around each other. We just, the old shoulder nudge, and we took it from there. But they even used their own dummies. I didn't use any of my dummies out the box because we just got to be so careful. And that's what we had to do. Hi, Sue. Did you get the paint ordered online? Shut up, Peter Taylor. Shut up. Don't go there. I'd rather do concreting than frigging. I'd rather do gardening than frigging painting. I actually got a City and Guilds in painting and decorating. Do you know that? Yeah, stippling. I've done stippling and all sorts in my day when I was a youngster. Okay. Hi, Chris. Alan Lowe's. 8 p.m. You mean 8-month-old Springer? Sorry, 8 p.m. 8 m. No, 8 m. 8-month-old Springer, mad keen on retrieve, but struggling to get her to come back to hand. Tried alleyways, stopped short runs, wide in the open, turns head away from me. If she does come in, suggestions, please. Stop doing 8 months old. If the drive is there, mad for it, stop that. Do some obedience training. Do some sit stay, come into you without the retrieve. Get the dog coming in without the retrieve, and then go back to retrieving. So if your dog's got lots and lots of drive, but racing up, racing back, then you start putting a bit of obedience in the dog. I'll be doing a few videos on Patreon about board training in the next few days for you people stuck in the house and stuck in the yard and stuck in the garden. So I'll be showing you some board training videos, how to get your dogs listening to you there. I have a Leadburn line, Stuart. Crazy drive. No, it's not got crazy drive, only if we allow it. They're absolutely wonderful dogs. Well, it's all to do with trainability, sense and sensibility. And one thing that Billy Steele always insists on is trainability. And if you handle them right, they're absolutely fantastic. They're quite soft, a lot of them. But you have to give them time to mature. And that's what Billy said to me. He said, I don't need to tell you how to suck eggs. But he said, don't rush them, Chris. And they make cracking dogs. There you go. If you know what you're doing, they turn into fantastic dogs. But really clever. There you go, Denver. Really clever. If a dog starts out thinking you, then it's telling you something. Okay. Robert Jeffrey. Hi, Chris. How do I stop my dog from running a fall, especially dummies and balls? He seems to run oh, seems to overrun by quite a bit. He sometimes even falls over. He's moving that quick. Well, how old is your dog, Robert? And the idea is you want to start putting stuff out in long grass and get him to hold the ground. And what I'd have a tendency to do is go and stick a stick or a post or a staff in the ground and keep throwing the dummy towards the staff and getting the dog to the fall and then telling the dog there last. And you'll find that the dog will put his head down and start to hold that area. So you're teaching the dogs, and then move the stick somewhere else in the field, keep throwing the dummy to the stick so you know where it is. When he gets to that area, you give the word last or there, and that dog then hunts in that area for that. Keith, good evening, Chris. I need some tips on training the stop. My spaniel will sit and stay when asked if she's next to me. Right. So if you sit next to you and she'll sit and stay, you need to go, Keith, you need to go and put your dog out there 20 feet, 30 feet, call the dog in halfway, blow the stop whistle. If the dog doesn't stop, move towards it like a big policeman with your hand up and say sit up or blow the stop whistle. And if the dog doesn't stop, take the dog back to the spot and smack the backside, the flat of the backside, right at the base with the flat of your hand, and pull the leash tug up if you've got a lead on the dog. If you want to work the dog with a long line, so it's up with the head, down with the backside. So it's a position, you're just putting it in that position like that, and you're teaching the dog that you want the dog, that's what you want it to do. That's what I do to begin with. Once I got the dog sitting 30 feet out, 40 feet out, coming back in to 20 feet and stopping, then I know the dog knows exactly what I want it to do. And then I reverse it and turn it around and let the dog race out and blow the stop whistle on the way out. And sometimes I'll use it like the tennis game. I'll send the dog out, the dog's gone with the drive that you've created, blow the stop whistle. When the dog parks its arse, then you give it the retrieve. So you're reversing the psychology. It's so simple. It's so simple. Like I say, there'll be new videos going up to show you how to do that. However, hey Keith, when she's at a distance, when I blow the stop whistle and say sit up, she always comes back to me when she then sits. Well, she's getting confused. So you take it back out, put her on the leash, take her back out, park her backside, and reinforce the stop. Okay. Stuart Burns, thanks for your advice. I will try to get in touch with Leadburn Kennel. Yeah, absolutely lovely kennels. Simon Spruce, Chris, are you losing your field? Shame you have a good setup. It's not my field, Simon. It belongs to a garage owner who's a friend of ours, and he's let me use it for the last 15 years since we've been here. We used to have the field at the back, but then that got taken over by Ginster's factory, pasty factory. They turned it into an allotment because they got a massive grant, and then there's no one on there doing anything, so that's a waste of time. So that field there, I've had the use of it, and it's been absolutely fantastic. But I don't want to stay here if they're going to build 56 houses at the back, and it makes my yard more valuable. So it gives us some money to go and buy something else. But that could be on hold at the moment, couldn't it? With all the building, if they're not doing anything. But they were supposed to be building in there in June. Okay, Susan.
Robert Jeffries. I said, sorry, Chris, I have a pointer. He's 9 months. He was the one who just stopped my dog from overrunning a fall, especially dummies and balls.
Okay, Robert Jeffries. How can I stop my dog running, especially dummies and balls? Seems to be overrun by quite a bit. He sometimes falls over and he's moving that quick. GSPs, pointers, are a breed of their own, and some of them don't even like retrieving. You've got to get them to want to retrieve. Some of them want to overrun it just because they're running with a high head carriage and they're not putting the head down. But once you've got them listening to you, they're a fantastic dog. Once they've got them listening to you, it's not the easiest of dogs to train, I don't think. I think it's a specialist dog in a way. It's like Jay's dog, you know. And they haven't got the enthusiasm of a Springer Spaniel. They haven't got that quirkiness of a Cocker. And each dog's different. And you know, I found over in the past, it takes a little while for GSPs to really want to play that ball game. but I make it fun. I make it fun, and 95% of my training is fun. And so you've got to get into that fun element with them and make them want to play. I find they love jumping. They're brilliant jumpers. They can jump gates and clear them as if like the gazelles. And so I found that if you're bouncing a ball up and down on the concrete ground, they'll have a tendency to want to jump up and grab them. And they learn balance and they learn movement. And then they learn marking ability, because you've got to make it fun to begin with. If you allow them to start pulling and using that high head carriage, I think you'll have bigger problems. But I don't think they're the easiest dogs to train. Okay. Robert Stokes, Susan says now. Hi, Chris. Can you say happy anniversary to my wife, Dee Stokes? 31 years, and we've been married. 31 years we've been married today, and she would rather watch you than talk to me. Keep up the good work.
Happy anniversary.
Well, can you not tell us who your wife's called?
Dee.
Oh yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry. How come you've put your name, Robert, in capital, and D is not in capital? That's what threw me. D. God bless. I don't know how you live with him. Happy anniversary. Let's all have a drink to Robert Stokes and D. It's their 31st wedding anniversary. Look after each other. And this is for you, D, not Robert. Robert. Pay her some attention, for Christ's sake, man. It's all right, Robert. I have that effect on so many women. Anyway, happy anniversary, Robert and D. I have that effect on so many women. Anyway, happy anniversary, Robert and D. Got to be a Brittany. There you go, Daniel. Got to be a Brittany. Don't say nothing about Brittany's. He's not on here. Soul's not on here. Thank Christ he's not on here tonight. Don't mention Brittany's. So happy anniversary. How about that, eh? Hey, on a dog training site, eh? Hey? Okay. Stuart Burns, thanks for the advice. No problem. However, when she's at a distance, when I blow the stop whistle, sits up and always comes back and says, yeah, move your dog back. Robert Jeffrey, sorry, I have a pointer. He's 9 months. There you go, 9 months. Young dog, gangly, bit like Pluto, all over the frigging shop at that age. They got to mature up there, late mature. They take a while to mature. No, Christabel, please do not mention clumbers. Chris, do not mention clumbers, please. Okay, Keith. Okay, thanks for the advice. My only concern is that my two-year-old bitch is very soft to the point that she will wee herself when I discipline. Well, my wife will wee herself if I discipline her, but I still have to give her a little bit of discipline every now and again. Not really everybody. Love is what she needs. Keith, some dogs will and some dogs won't pee themselves, but guess what? They know how to play you, and if you allow them to play you, I've never met a bitch soft enough to be able to be disciplined, but I have laid off them for so long thinking they are soft, and they learn to take the mickey out of you. So trust me, you don't have to be nasty. If they're soft, you can use light correction. Put the dog on a leash, take the dog back to the spot, and tell the dog what you wanted to do. But what happens? They're clever. They learn to play you. They learn to work you out, and they play you. What's the hardest breed to train, in your opinion, Chris? Just curious. Rottweilers. Freaking, they're not very soft in the mouth, half of them. Right? I used to work for the council. A woman turns up with a Rottweiler, absolutely frothing like a freaking idiot. It was. The window and the car was shaking so bad, and this woman said, "No one to go near this dog." She says, and I'm looking at this dog through this window, and it's absolutely smashing the window to pieces with its teeth and frothing, and you can see the whole car shaking. And I'm thinking, oh shit. Anyway, I said, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to put the lead, open the door very, very gently, and put the lead outside the door on the long line. And I said, but don't open that door. Whatever you do, don't open that door. We never had a muzzle. and this dog was absolutely, as soon as you went near the window, it was up at the window going. I thought, oh, freaking Jesus Christ, you're earning your money today, Chris. Anyway, I said, you have to trust me what I'm going to do. She said, no one can get in my car. So what I did is I held the lead, opened the door. As the dog came out the window, I pulled the dog so fast out of the car. The dog shot out of the car. I shot into the car and closed the freaking door behind me with the lead still in my hand. Right? The dog was out on the street, spun round in midair and thought, how the freaking hell did I get out here? And how did that fat boy get in there? So now I'm inside the car and the dog thinks, freaking hell, how did he do that? So I opens the freaking car door and this dog jumped in on my lap and sat in there with me, licking me freaking face. This woman said, how the freaking hell did you do that? I said, show no fear. I tell you, underneath, I'll tell you what, if that dog could have smelt my underpants, I'll tell you what, little did that dog know. I was more freaking concerned about my safety once I'd sat in the car. But what I was trying to do is just show the dog I wasn't scared of it. And it comes straight back into the car and went, okay, you the boss. It didn't see me as a threat. Chris, what about a flat coat? Yawn. Stop it now, Simon. Honestly, you lot are going to get us in trouble in a minute with these freaking dogs you keep coming up with. Can you stop it? Anyway, I find that most Rottweilers are all bark and no bite. Somebody's going to turn up with a freaking Rottweiler and pets anymore. I used to do pets. It's not that. It's the pet. The dogs are great. It's the freaking owners. They haven't got any enthusiasm to train the dog. There you go. Look, Sue Yu says, happy anniversary, Robert and G. And she's got 2 glasses there. Look, just celebrating that for you. Look at this. Simon Spruce, what about flat coat? Yawn. Stop it, honestly. The flat coats should take about 3.5 years before they even freaking mature. They do, don't they? Jim Cooper. Jim's in the house. Hello, Jim. Evening all. Sorry I'm late. Sounds like a policeman. Is he a policeman, sir? Jim's been here, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's the one with
He's got a lovely Labrador. Okay. Come on. Any questions? Years ago, I had a Rottweiler. Loved people, hated dogs. Yep. Okay. Anything else on here? Anybody else? Any questions? 58 people in, 25 likes, 37 minutes, 44 seconds, and we're still rocking and rolling. Come on, you've got to ask these questions. Come on, anything you like. I married one. What, a Rottweiler? Stop it. If you could say what your partner is as a dog, what would you say they are? I would say Sue is a Shih Tzu. Little snappy shit who don't give a shit. Stop it, you lot. Anyway, who's brave enough to say something like that? Hey, come on. Anybody else on here?
I don't think Robert should.
I don't think Robert should. No, I think Robert should behave himself.
Not
on your anniversary, Robert. You should behave yourself.
Dee can, appreciate it.
Yeah, Dee could say, come on. Okay. Bloodhound. Okay. So there's not many people wanting to play the game. Should we have a quiz? Daniel Quinn, do straight lines have to be totally straight? Or is there a little, do straight lines have to be totally straight, or is there a little bit of leeway? Well, it depends if they're running the wind. But if you do a straight line up a track, now it should do. Beretta Shooter, Chris, why would a dog run in circles 2 to 3 times when you start to send them for a blind? Never does this, it seems to retrieve. Do you know what? I get this on the odd occasion with dogs, and I still never work this out, Beretta Shooter. I've never, ever worked that out. Some dogs will just do that. So I don't know about 2 or 3 times, but at least once. And I find that the way you get over it is to sit them up there 30 feet out, take your retriever out the back, bring them back, sit them up 30 feet out and go, get out, and they'll learn to just turn and run. But if you send them from your side, I find that they'll have a tendency to do that sometimes. So I just do a number of those. Sit the dog up, take the dummy out there or the bird out there, come back, move back 10 feet, sometimes send the dogs, move back 20 feet, sometimes send the dog, sometimes roll the dog to you but not right to you, and I find that stops that behavior. My wife's a bull terrier. Honestly, Robert Jeffrey, you're going to be in trouble in a minute, boy. A bulldog. Need my eyes tested. Peter Piper, stop it, you lot. Honestly, I bet they're all watching Coronation Street, aren't they? Denver's gonna. Daniel, I use a fence line to train straight lines. I use a train line. I find that train lines are quite straight. Do you think it's because my wife keeps buying soft toys for her? Marilyn West. Martin West.
I can still only get a couple of retrieves when out in the field.
Do you think it because my wife keeps buying soft toys for her? Yes, it well could be. What does she do when she gets these soft toys? Play with them, sit on them, chew them to death? Would a dummy launcher help with retrieving and drive for Nyla? If so, I'll get one. Yep, go for it, Sean. Go for it, mate.
Not allowed out.
Not allowed out, though, are you? There's no gun shops home. Or are they?
It's not an essential thing to go out, is it?
Honestly, you'd have to make one. Yeah, you could make one, couldn't you? Are you working, Sean? Are your garage open? They say garages can stay open, don't they? When training my lab last week on the local common, spotted an old boy training his Springer. It was immaculate, and I twigged he was doing things just like Chris. Went and had a word with him.
He said, I asked if he knows Chris Upton. He said, yes, watched every video of this. Best gun trainer in the world.
Oh!
Stop it.
I actually knows Chris Upton. He said he watched him every video. He's the best gun dog trainer in the world. Jim, honestly, my head's getting bigger and bigger every second. Cheers, Chris. We'll try and give it a go. No problem, Brett Shooter. Cheers, Chris. I'll try to get a bit more firm with her. All goes well. I would like to come down for a lesson once all this madness is over. Yes, it'd be nice to see you, Keith. Nice to see you all again. Honestly, I just can't wait. I just can't wait for it to be. I think they're going to give us 3 months, aren't they? Lockdown. I'll tell you what. I'm going to start taking pictures of Sue when she freaking moustache starts coming through.
I'm going to look like a freaking aging hippie by this is all finished.
Yeah, she's going to look like an aging hippie. Honestly.
I'm more worried about the hairdressers closing.
Yeah, she's more worried about the hairdressers closing, everyone, and not having a freaking hair done than anything. Innit? Vain, innit, eh? Vain, innit, eh? Here's us. We go out there, cut our own hair, trim our own bush. Can we say that?
Beard, you mentioned.
Beard. Okay, any more questions? Come on, fire them at me. I'm on form tonight. I'm rolling. God, I should have been down a week today. Yes, Chris, you should have. And it would have been great to see you. I'll tell you what, everyone. You want to see Chris's dogs, some quality dogs. Yeah, it would have been lovely to see you, Chris. I met Chris up in Liverpool. Not Liverpool, Manchester way, in Ireland. And, yeah, a lovely, keen chap. And, yeah. Me too, Chris. Peter Piper. This is it. All these people I would have been seeing in the next few weeks. My calendar is absolutely full. But we got to think of your safety. You got to think of everybody else's safety.
And they're not allowed out anyway.
And you're not allowed out now anyway. William Hill, Chris, why do cockers spaniels say? William Hill, Chris, why do cockers spaniels say sometime bugger off with the retriever and try to hide it and bury it, e.g. a pheasant? Years ago, 25 years ago, so many of them would do that with a dummy or a pheasant, and they'd race off, pigeon or anything, and race off and try and bury it. It's just in their genetics. Whether it was too closely bred, I don't know. But I think as they've got better, and they've definitely got better, they've got better in their training, better in their mindset, and whether that's because of the mixed breeding, I don't know. Daniel Quinn, I'm gutted too. I don't think April 26th is looking good. Selfish Vines, what?
Selfish wines, wankers.
Honestly, Daniel, you're gonna have to wash your mouth out with soap. Selfish wines?
Vines.
Vines?
Vines.
What, grapes?
Selfish vines. Selfish wines. Wankers.
You've lost me. Have you been drinking, Daniel?
Oh, Sean's closed, is that?
No, we've closed. Right, Sean's closed. No, we've closed. I've been doing retrieving in the garden for the last couple of weeks. Well, Sean, look at it this way. You might not have to force retrieve this dog by the time you get down to me. It may be funny. The retrieving may be perfect. So look on the right side of life. Yeah, see, squirrel skin. Keep doing it then, boy. Don't overdo it. Keep doing it. What do you think about training golden retrievers, Chris? Absolutely fantastic for blind dogs. Sorry, Neil. No, they're fine. Absolutely fine. Golden retrievers, no problem at all. Look under. Daniel Quinn, look under. Hey? Daniel Quinn.
No, he's been drinking.
You've been drinking. Look under.
Look under what?
Under vines. We get grapes, don't you? Neil Gibson. It's funny. I don't know what's funny, but never mind.
It's blind dogs.
Blind dogs. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Neil, mate. Anyway, any questions? Come on, because I mean, I'm going to go out to everyone, because I mean, I've not seen my wife for a few days. A lurcher would help with drive once we're allowed to out there. Yeah, but the problem is lurchers are absolutely fine for a lamp, aren't they? But you're not allowed to get out at the moment. You're supposed to keep yourself isolated. Okay, so any questions up here? Anybody got marriage guidance problems or anything like that? Any problems with arguing with your girlfriend, your wife in the house? They're only 3 days in. Come on, I am here. I mean, I'll put on my old vicar's. I mean, it's quite handy, isn't it? No one's allowed to get married at the moment. If you're going to bury someone, you've got to freaking send them down the road and never see him again. Honestly. What is this world coming to? I've got a lime pit ready for Sue.
I've got a spade for you.
She's got a spade for me. She wants me to dig the hole before I freaking die. That's what she's trying to do. She says, can you just dig us an hole there? What's that? Just in case. She's a bugger, isn't she, hey? Hey, we've got to have a sense of humor, don't we? If we don't have a sense of humor, because it's freaking worrying, isn't it? Dummy launcher would help with drive once we're allowed out. Yes, it would, without fail. Without fail. Not table collars, Chris. What's the next step when a dog, for the first time, asks you to train him? Nice one. You've actually noticed it. He's actually looking at you saying, train me. Right. So you've got your retrieving. You should have your retrieving in there. It should be keen to retrieve, racing out, racing back. And he's now asking for more. He's now saying, give me more. And that's the whole point. So then I put the stop on the dog. That's the point. I put the stop on the dog. When I come back in and say that dog's now ready to be trained, that's exactly the stage that I love working these dogs. I'm going to shoot some squirrels in my garden. Be careful if you live in a built-up area. How do you cure the skins to turn them into dummies? I did have a video on it. Unfortunately, it was deleted. Along with 5,500 other ones. What I would do, Jim, if I was you, I'd just shoot a squirrel. I'd cut him once he's dead. As you left everyone freaking screaming. Cut him around the neck. Pull back the neck, and pull it back just like a condom. Straight back off his body, complete feet, everything. Just draw it back, just peel it back, and it'll all come back. If you just cut it around the neck and don't cut into the meat, and then just peel it back, literally peel it back, and then pull it back, and take it straight off. And because they're so lean, you'll just bring the fur off, right, and then put it straight onto a small dummy, and put it straight in the fridge, or in the freezer, and the freezer will actually shrink it onto the dummy. 100%. And then take it out, keep it in a plastic bag and hang it on the side for a day or two so you get no flies on it. And then you'll find that that'll last you about 6 months, right? The nice thing is, Jew, who makes them for me, he's into taxidermy and all that, and he does all that. And to be honest with you, he has explained how he does it, but I've just not got enough time on my hands, and I've never done it that way. I've just done it that way, and they'll last you 6 months in that way. But what I do is I tend to then, once I've used it, put it back in a carrier bag and put it back in the fridge. But don't let the wife think it's any cooking stuff. Put it in the freezer. In the freezer. So you take it out and it lasts for ages. Then Peter Piper, placeboard training in the garden for 3 months. That's it. We could do a placeboard training videos, couldn't we? Now we could start doing placeboard training videos at how to train your dog on a sixpence or a placeboard. Just started working, Luna, on and with Bella 5 minutes for each one at heel, really for Luna to learn her weight a bit. It does work. Wind them up a bit more. I find it does wind them up. I like to train them separately, Chris, until they're both fully trained and then bring them together. But I don't tend to do that myself, especially if you've got a nice drive in the dog as well. Okay. Stephen Logan, Johnny Logan's brother. Have you any videos of crossbred dogs? I love Springers, but I've a Springer Lab cross. I know they can be excellent working dogs. Stephen, it all depends, doesn't it? You know, you when you're mixing genetics like that, you know, it depends which side of it you get. One minute you get the dog could look like a Labrador, next minute it could look like a Springer, and sometimes it can look cross, can't it? Or not happy. Cross, but not happy. So it all depends on what side of the genetics you get, and that's the gamble you pay. That's the gamble you take. But yes, I mean crossbred dogs. But I've never had a crossbred dog, to be honest with you. I've trained a couple. I've trained a chocolate lab cross Springer. He turned into an absolutely fantastic dog, but he looked like a Springer. He just looked like a chocolate Springer. Well, you could say chocolate cocker, but he wasn't. He was because of the chocolate lab in him. He just looked like a chocolate Springer, where you'd say liver and white Springer. You wouldn't use the word chocolate, but because of the chocolate in him with the lab side, he just looked like a chocolate Springer. So you could say chocolate cocker, but he wasn't a cocker. He was a mix lab cross Springer. But he trained up absolutely lovely, and he had pace, drive, but he was quite leggy as well. But he did train up absolutely fantastic. And health-wise, they're supposed to be better, aren't they? No genetic problems. I'd appreciate a few placeboard videos, as Cooper is quite a little sloppy at the minute. Oh, what about your other one? What about your spaniel? You don't show us much about the spaniel you've got, Kieran. Well-bred one, wasn't he? How is Old Wiz, Chris? Old Wiz is absolutely fantastic. Thanks, Simon. 9, I think. No, it's not. It's 1:45. I think you're freaking pissed, Daniel.
How old is Wiz, Chris? And Daniel said 9.
Oh, sorry, guys. I think I've been drinking. It's this freaking honey, see? Honey, kiss me. Honey, honey, kiss me. How old is Wiz, Chris? Thanks, Daniel, for answering that. I thought you meant just 9 o'clock. See how my head works? See? Would love to see some Corleone Sprocker pups. You can fuck off.
I'd like that.
Susan would like that, she says. Some little bastard Rafa specials. I'm not pissed. There you go, Daniel. It's me. Anyway, any more questions? Come on, there must be some questions. There must be some questions. I've come on here especially to answer these questions for you guys tonight. I'm trying to get your mind off all this shit. I'm just sitting in the house and lock yourselves in. You know, it's so difficult for us guys, isn't it, who go out all the time training. Eh? It's so difficult, isn't it? COP? Huh? What was placeboard training? Huh? What was placeboard training? Are we talking about Ian Openshaw? Is Rafa a cocker or a sprocker? It's a cocker, Peter Piper. He's a cocker. Purebred cocker. Pups coming on beautiful, in my opinion. Been 2 totally different rides. But again, it's because of what I know now and can see the mistakes I've put into Cooper. There you go, Sprockers. Yeah, don't, Chris, stop it. Stop it, Sprockers. Stop it, Chris. We'll all be freaking arrested. We'll have the Queen's guards coming down for us. All the Queen's horses and all the Queen's men. She didn't know if she had Sprocker or... Don't get me wrong. I've made and will make mistakes with this with the Springer, but nowhere near as many as I did with my first dog. Let's see some videos, please. We'll email you later a bit of news about things. Oh, that's great. Thank you very much indeed. I've been thinking about that, Adam. I've been thinking about that. I thought they'd bang you up. I thought you'd been put in solitary confinement, mate. Yeah, magic. Thanks a lot, Alan. Adam, I will. Magic. Thanks a lot. I didn't want to put any pressure on you because at the end of the day, I know people don't react very fast, do they? Sometimes. I'll inbox you my latest video, Chris, after live feed. No problem at all, Kieran. Let's have a look at it. It'll be interesting to see. Interesting to see. Like when I saw that puppy was still a little baby when he was up at the Alan's place. Yeah, Stephen Logan. Thanks, Sue, telling Chris about my question. Great live feed as usual. Bollocks everyone. Obviously he's pissed off. He's freaking leaving already. You're on a promise tonight, aren't you? You've been banged up with a missus. Can I say that? Can you say that in today's society? Well, might have been banged up with a boyfriend.
All depends whether.
Yeah, I mean, who am I to suggest he's got a missus? Feel free to share it on Patreon, and for anyone to give constructive criticism, always welcome. Paul Jarvis, free speech. Oh, freaking Martin West, will you pack that in? It's the Queen's Dog of Sprocker. Ask Chris Duval. Well, you might have to ask you in open short. Sorry, don't go there. Okay, someone was asking me about where do I get a good cocker from, and I said if you want integrity and honesty, I'd go and ask. Who did I say? Andy Platt. She's a ringer, mate. She's a ringer. She's running a ringer. Stop it. She's got a name, Her Majesty. Do you hunt black grouse? No, I don't. Funny enough, there's not many down in Cornwall. These questions are getting better. Okay. A dead ringer. Don't say that. Prince Charles is seen Charles as a virus. Stop it! Stop it, Adam. Honestly, if I'd have moderated here, I'd freaking block you. See Charles as a virus for munching on the old bat. Stop it. Come on. National anthem. Come on. That's not Future King. There goes your freaking OBE. There's Simon Spruce. Why don't we all be direct? Freedom of speech. We'll all be sent to the freaking tower. We need spanners. Yeah, we do. We need them to freaking moderators. I just can't work this out yet. We could all be going to the tower together.
No, we can't.
Oh no, we can't. We can't go in groups, can we? We just have to go in two at a time, like on Noah's Ark. 2 at a time. Oh, I don't know, you lot. You freaking honestly, we get a serious moment where we're trying to freaking sort things out, and someone comes up with something like that. Sent you the latest 2 videos. The blind one is a little long-winded, but I hope you like it. Thank you, Karen. There you go. You're running a blind dog as well now. You're training a blind dog. Alan said you're doing a bit of dog training. The blind one. Okay, come on in. Any more questions? You've literally got 2 minutes. Any question you like. Ask me anything. Nothing? Honestly. 28 likes and 49 people on here. I reckon we're losing people every day. Okay, now you're getting me now. Now you've freaking got me. I'm dyslexic now. Someone's going to have to help me with this one. No, he drinks it. Peter Stain. What's it? Come on. Come on. You have to help me on that one. I mean, my brain can't work that one out. Favorite quarantine drink? Is it? I don't know. Got me on that one. That went over my head, that one, everyone. Favorite quarantine drink? Or do you mean, I thought you meant something about Peter Piper's question. Mine at the moment is this honey stuff. It's supposed to keep the throat lubricated. So you don't get them fucking virus things sticking in your throat and going. So I'm on the old Jack Daniels. And if it doesn't freaking lubricate your throat, you get pissed. Are you all keeping safe? That's what we want. Spice plum gin for me.
Oh, no,
So say again, Sue.
Peter Nissen said, "Do you hunt black grouse?" And Peter Piper said, "No, he drinks it."
Got it now, Peter Piper. He drinks black grouse. Yes, you're right. Honestly.
Well done.
Well done. Well spotted.
Yeah,
Guide dogs are good on blind retrieving. Paul, go back to the frigging top of the class. You need to work on your frigging jokes. I used to have a dog called Woodbine. I used to take him for a drag every night. Honestly, stop it, you lot. Do you hunt? Freaking hell, where are you? Living in freaking Scotland?
No, it's got to be like.
No. Only when we go to Scotland. Hi, Chris. How far would you expect a cocker to go out on a blind retrieve? Hey, Chris. How far would you expect a cocker to go out on a blind retrieve? Well, if you train.
Norway.
Eh?
Not Pet Anderson, Norway.
Oh, it's from Norway. Norway, yeah. Are you quarantined at the moment? In Norway? I'd expect a cocker to go out on a blind retrieve as far as I send him, but you have to train him to do it. But yeah, I mean, Woods 100% Jamaican dark rum. Chris Jebb, hey, my sort of man. What proof is that? 40%?
Yep, they are. They are.
What?
Yep,
we're on lockdown as well.
Jesus.
Yeah. Security at the entrance of our local shop to check distance. Get out of it. What, 2 meters? You asked if you, Peter.
You asked if we hunt black. We got it, Peter. A bit late, but we got it.
We got there, Peter. We've already answered that question, mate. Working from home. Good for you, mate. Stay safe, whatever you do. I want to see you in the next few weeks. What dummy launcher kit would you recommend, Sean? Do you know what? If you just want a cheap one, well, when I say cheap, something that works well, don't buy a Turner Richards. If that orange one that I've got that you've seen, that fires a long way. That is 200 quid's worth of kit. But at the end of the day, you buy a Turner Richards for about 79 quid. And if you're not using it every day, they're absolutely fine. The Turner Richards one, absolutely fine. So there you go. But hey, when you've got money like you've got, Sean, you could go out and buy the 200 quid kit. Are you still going to live in Paul Jarvis if you move? Are you still going to live in Cornwall if you move house? I think so, Paul, because I've got family here, daughter with children and sons and all that. I'd love to move to Dumfries, to be honest with you. I'd love to move to Dumfries. If I didn't have any kids and I could get rid of Susan, I think I would. I'd move to Dumfries and find a hairy woman with a big moustache. Property's cheaper up there as well.
Well, if this lockdown goes on too long, you're going to have an aging nephew. You know?
What I'd like to do is I'd like to thank my wife so much for being with me during this lockdown, because I'm not having to do kennels. I could have concentrated on you lot if you were here. I don't have to do kennels in the morning. She's doing kennels every morning, and she's getting paid. She's getting paid to do the kennels, not by me, by work. My last dog was a blacksmith. I've heard this one. Put a match to his arse and then he made a bolt for the door. I heard that one before, but that's a good one. Yep, I like that one. I'm gonna get a Lucky Lurcher for my birthday. Oh, Lucky Launcher. Lucky Lurcher. I'm dyslexic. As soon as I saw that just looked like Lurcher to me because of my dyslexic. I thought, what the friggin' are you getting a Lurcher? A Lucky Lurcher. Perhaps it comes back after it's freaking caught a rabbit. Yeah, no problem, Jim. Yeah, Lucky Launcher for your birthday. Lovely. They're really good, those Lucky Launchers. Don't buy the Turner Richards, put an extra cash and get the Lucky Launchers. Stop it, Karen. You'll have everyone freaking doing a £5 challenge and beating me in a minute.
Oh, Jim's
Lucky Jim's getting a Lucky Launcher. Do you use Allen's, Karen, or have you got one yourself? Anyway, you lot, 9 o'clock. Catch you all later. Nice talking to you. Bollocks to all of you. And listen, from me and Sue, be safe, you lot. Be safe. Whatever you do, if you're going to go out with your dogs, get out there where you're training away from everybody else and don't catch that bloody virus. I want to see you all back on here in a few weeks' time. So be lucky, be safe, and look after your loved ones. It's more important than anything in life. Look after your loved ones. It brings it back to us how important life is. We love our dogs. Dogs will get over it. They're gonna have a few days in, a few weeks in, and look after your family. Thanks a lot. Be safe, everyone. I want to see you all back here in a few weeks' time. See you next Wednesday. Take it easy, everyone. From Chris and Sue, Secret Sue, signing off, and catch you all later. Cheers. Bye-bye. Are you sure you want to end the stream? Well, that's why I pressed the frigging button.